Good morning, folks. It's crafting time again today, but we're doing a science experiment. And what we're basically doing is we're going to watch osmosis happen in action. So what we're going to need 5 clear bowls. We'll give you some clear cups to be able to do this. I wanted you to be able to see it, so I went a little bigger. We're going to need, and we will supply these, 3 popsicles to stir in the water, the coloring for the water, and food coloring. Yes, the good old food coloring. This helps us see what's going on. We're going to need paper towels, which is something you'll be able to supply, in water, which I have my picture down here. Now this is going to take a while, so the initial setup is we're going to add a few dots of color, one blue, and you're going to skip one, go to the middle one red, not too much. You should be able to see it just fine. We're going to skip this one, and we're going to go yellow. Now, we're going to add our water. You want to slowly pour it in. You don't want too much splashy here. And this is the reason why we have plastic bag underneath to protect our furniture. We're only going to fill it about half full. You can really see the colors. This should be the yellow. We're going to fill her up just a little bit more here. All right, so we got plenty of water for that. Now, they stirred up pretty well, but we got 3 just in case. And we're going to stir it nice and good. We don't want to cross colors, so that's why we give you 3 separate colors, or 3 separate wooden spoons. We're going to make sure it's nice and stirred. And we're going to take the paper towels, and we're going to put one end in the non-filled one and one end in the filled one. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. Now, we're going to do it between the other 2. Ugh. They really like each other, okay? And this guy is going in here. Now what we're going to see is what we call osmosis, and it's basically the water molecules are traveling up. You can kind of see it, and they're going to go and fill the areas that have no water. And that's what osmosis does. It basically tracks the water, takes it to where there's no water to even out the balance, okay? So it basically sucks up the water, and it's like a siphon. If you ever dealt with siphons before, it will travel up the siphon tube and into whatever you're siphoning into. And the absorption process is also aided by adhesion, the attraction between the different types of molecules. And the paper towel has many fibers, and it will help the adhesion process. And this is also what plants basically do. Their stalks and absorb the water in the ground, and it goes up into the ground, or into the plant from the ground. And you can kind of see the paper towels are changing colors. This is the water going into the bowls. This is the osmosis process. Now, these fibers that the paper towels are made are polarized, and they have a slight positive charge on one end and a slight negative charge on the other end. And the water molecules are also polarized. And because of the opposite electric charges, they're attracted to each other. And the results of the water molecules are attracted to the fibers, going through the fibers. Now, yes, I'm reading off the paper because it's easier to explain to you what the process is going on. Now, as soon as you place the paper towels, the osmosis process is happening. Slowly, but it's happening. And the water is starting to get sucked up into the paper towels due to the what we call the capillary action. And eventually it starts going down the other side. Basically, you're seeing it more in this bowl than anything. This is going to take a while, so by all means, we can find something else to do at the same time. This is for, that's why we have a 2-3 part week this week. This is part 3 of week 7 for the summer reading program. By all means, if you haven't signed up, it's never too late. Got to plug that in here. But yeah, this is going to take a while, by all means. It's not going to happen right away. Now you can really see it on this side too. And we'll have to pause this and come back every once in a while to show you how it's going and the different colors. So don't worry, this isn't over yet, folks. Now, if we checked on it and about 10 minutes has passed, and you can kind of see that the colors are now towards the end of the paper towel going into the bowl, so it'll probably be another 10-15 minutes before we start seeing accumulation. You kind of see it in this one right here, and we're going to see pretty colors pretty soon. So we'll be checking in periodically. And it's been another 10 minutes now. We're starting to see a little bit of pooling in the bowls over here that were empty. So we've got some water going in. And this is a great way if you want to show your friends that, hey, look, I can fill up a cup without pouring or using a pitcher. This is a great trick. Another thing I forgot to mention was also the scientific principle of the tension, surface tension, that it's very similar to osmosis. But to explain a little bit better, the small fibers that gaps in the paper towel, they're creating a surface tension, and it's pulling the water from these gaps, and the suction of the water is very similar to the plants, which we discussed, but it's fueled by surface tension, which is caused by water molecules being attracted to one another, which is very similar to osmosis, which wants the level to be balanced. So there's the difference between the two scientific principles. I did want to kind of talk about that because, well, I don't want you to be half in and half out in the bowl, right? You can really see the colors starting to mix on this one. And this one is starting to turn purple. In fact, I'm going to try to give you a bird's eye view, okay? Bear with me, folks. Bear with me. I'm camera and occupier here. This is the bird's eye view. You can see it a little bit better this way here. That you can, oops, sorry. You can see the bowl over here that's getting more water in it and starting to turn kind of a orange more than a yellow. This is more of an orange. You got the red and then you got the blue over here, and this is starting to turn purple. It's the darker color. And we'll keep checking on this. Don't worry, we'll keep checking on this. So you get a little bird's eye view here of what's going on. And this is our 10-minute check-in. This, you can kind of see, is really starting to add up to something he is. I'll give you a bird's eye. Hold on. And this is a bird's eye view. You can kind of see that one is turning more purple. And that one is turning a little more orange. And you see how much the water level is going down on the red and the blue especially. The yellow, not so much, but he's working on it. And at the end, we'll take out the paper towels. Now, you could do this all night, and it will even out amongst all the bowls. It will even it all out. We don't have that. So we'll show you towards the end of 2 hours what it will look like. And this is our 10-minute check-in. And I'm going to see if I can show you a little better what it looks like. And there is our bowls. How about from this angle? A little bit better. You can see how they're starting to get more water in the two priorly empty bowls. And this is a 15-minute check-in. I'll show you a little bit more eagle-eye view of all the water going into the bowls and how they're mixing. Give me a moment here. This is the eagle-eye view of the waters. You can see how this one is looking more and more like purple. And this one, you can tell the yellow and how that's starting to look more orange rather than yellow or red. Look how much the blue has gone down. All right, so it's been an hour and a half, and we're going to take out the paper towels so you can see what it looks like. And kind of see the color changing. See the colors, all the different colors, and how much water has already accumulated in the bowls from the different colors. Now remember, when we started, these two were empty. And now we have, now if you had done this a little longer, you'd fill them up more, but we only had a limited amount of time. So just to show you the progress, and if you wanted to leave it overnight or even longer period of time, you would be able to see more of that change. All right, so that does it for the week 7 of the summer reading program. We'll see you next week, guys.